time etched its story upon the cosmos, there existed a realm where legends were born, a universe bathed in the shimmering light of infinite possibilities, where each twinkling star whispered tales of heroes and their odysseys. Welcome to a journey where galaxies collide and destinies are forged in the crucible of time itself. Welcome to Legends by Amazing Colors Monday Night Mass.
Assemble and use your powers to defend and break free.
Good morning, and welcome to another edition of the Wake Up Club. Now, it is a terrific Tuesday. I am feeling good. I'm looking out my window and I'm watching the ripe mango on the neighbor tree. So all is great in the Isle of Spice. Now, listen, I have a fantastic show. Normally, this is the moment where I give you some sort of inspiration and I try to encourage you. But unfortunately, today, I'm going to have to add that in my What Irks Kirk segment. Now, today I have two wonderful people, two very good friends that I went to school at National College with, two great Grenadians that are doing fantastic things. So when we come back, we are going to go straight into What Irks Kirk. Don't touch that dial. I know you have choices about where you can be, where you wake up, what you're going to be in tune with. I want to know I value you. I'm happy that you're here. And when we come back, we're going into What Irks Kirk. We're going to be chatting with my very good friend, Maurice Franklin, who is doing a wonderful thing. You know, Grenadians giving back. Of course, he represents a Northeast fundraising group. We're also going to be talking to another good girlfriend of mine. I consider her family. And she is one of the directors, I think the general manager director of PAM. We'll be right back.
Ride in style with an easy ride loan from Ariza. Enjoy the comfort and convenience of your own vehicle for work or play. You've got places to go, and we're gonna help you get there easy. That's why on June 22nd, we're hosting our Easy Ride Auto Show at Ariza's Car Park, Bruce Street. Speak to our professional loan officers, car dealers, and insurance brokers in one convenient location. Learn about our special offers on electric and fuel-efficient used and new vehicles. This is your opportunity to secure your Easy Ride loan and drive away in style.
Welcome back. And of course, it's What Irks Kirk. And there are two things that irk me, but I'm going to talk about the first one. I think the one that's more important first. And that is, listen, I always say, I am no professional. I am no clinical psychologist. I am just like you, a human trying to navigate life and everything that life throws at me. So I am no professional, okay? But my eyes open. Some of you, all your eyes wide shut. My eyes are open, and I am worried for this country. I am worried for this nation. Okay? I have nothing to do with politics. All you always think is politics when people say they're worried or they're concerned. Okay? I am concerned about you parents. I'm concerned at the fact that we have to become better parents, or we have to do better parenting. Last week, I spoke about this guy that got stabbed a couple feet away from me. In fact, in the same vicinity I was in. And I later learned that a store that I walked into, the person who did the stabbing, he was in the store. And I remember walking into the store and finding some sort of energy about the character wasn't right. But yesterday, a girlfriend of mine called me and told me she was supposed to come to see me. She couldn't come to see me because her son got stabbed on a cruise. Now, what's going on? Honestly, what's going on in Grenada? I want to know. I really want to know what is going on. I remember maybe 10, 15 years ago, because I know I'm old, we used to be preaching a lot of conflict resolution. Or every time you turn on the TV, you see an ad about conflict resolution. Parents, I need you to wake up this morning and I need you to parent, okay? Stop handing the parenting job over to your children in the form of a tablet or some sort of device. You need to start to parent and talk to your children. I don't care how old they are. Big man, hardback woman, you need to sit down and have a talk with them now. Okay? Talk to them about conflict resolution. Okay? If you see them coming home and they have all kind of fancy clothes and new things and you know they don't work in no way, you're supposed to be having a conversation with them. Because either they're thieving or they lying down on their back to get what they're getting. Something is wrong. Have a conversation with your children. Come on, this going out of hand. You can't go in effect no more. You have to worry for your life. As I tell you the other day, I'm in Kentucky in the line and this talk bad true. And all of us complaining, but we're afraid to say something because maybe if you say something, they might hit you or stab you or shoot you. Come on, parents. You know the biggest problem that's going on in Grenada now is that you all stop parent. And that's the truth. You stop communicating with your children because you're so self-absorbed in everything that's going on around you. You hand the children a device to shut them up. And you all know what I'm talking about. And that irks me. And I always talk about listen. What people say about you has nothing to do with you. I will say it again. Because it seems like we get so offended when somebody tells us something that we get so hurt. It destroys us that we have to attack somebody, stab somebody, shoot somebody because we can't deal. We don't know about conflict resolution. Parents, if there's one thing I'm asking you to do this morning, have a chat with your children. We can't let this continue. You are failing the children and you are going to fail your grandchildren if you don't parent your children. And I will remind all you before I go on to the next thing, that is probably superficial. The next thing that irks Kirk is probably superficial. Okay? Parents, instill in your children that they are great, that they could find their greatness within themselves. Communicate with your children. You have to protect your children. Even if you feel your child ain't bad and you have a real good child, they know how to worry about when they go out, if they go to the mall. If somebody bad drive you, you can't even cuss them like you used to cuss before because they might stop, they can't chap you. Or you might find I exaggerating, but a vex. Because this thing is happening too much. And young people seem to don't know about conflict resolution or they can't take talk. Everybody's sensitive. Now let me move quick into the next thing that irks me. You see, when you have a franchise and you advertise something for sale, make sure you're delivering it. A tire go by KFC, a tire go by Subway, a tire go by a lot of places, and when I finish, you're telling me they don't have ketchup, or they don't have pepper sauce, or they don't have lettuce, or they don't have cucumber, or they don't have what they're advertising. I am paying $24 for a sandwich, and half of the things that's supposed to come with the sandwich, not in the sandwich. You are robbing me, and you're robbing the people of Grenada when you're doing your false advertising. Now, I know it's two different things. The thing that's more important is for parents to parent this morning. To parent this morning. Please, I'm begging you, have that conversation with your children. Before we take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be chatting with my very good friend, Morris Franklin.
Pick yourself up with Ride Rent a e-bike today and take advantage of the smartest and coolest way to get around. Rental starting for only $30 per hour and less than $100 EC per day. Zip through traffic, save money, and look awesome doing it. check us out at the Esplanade Mall today. Visit us online at ridersebike.com or give us a call at 473-422-1011. Your wallet and the planet will thank you. Ride Rent a e-bike.
Good morning, and of course, welcome back to the Wake Up Club. I just had to shake that off so I could be in a positive vibe to talk to my very good friend, Morris Franklin. Morris, welcome to the Wake Up Club.
Thank you so much, Kirk. Thanks to the Ride Along platform. Thanks to the Wake Up Club. Thanks to all your viewers. I'm excited to be here and to have this conversation with you and talk to you about the Northeast Fundraising Group.
Yeah, well, Morris, let me tell you something. I am so happy to see you. You were one of my very good friends at National College, and then you migrated. And then I remember sitting at a little coffee shop in Brooklyn, right across a crossing in the road. And I am having my sandwich, and I see my old friend walking directly towards me, and our eyes made contact. I am so happy to see you. Okay? I'm so happy to see the good things you are doing. Tell us about the Northeast Fundraising Group.
Thank you. So let me be specific. It was Nostrand and Atlantic Avenue, one of the basic intersection. So and that's very close to where I live. So I was so excited to see you. So I'm happy to talk about the Northeast Fundraising Group. It's a heartfelt project that was initiated by our good friend Eunice Cyrus Horn in New Jersey. That was in 2023, last year. So Eunice, who frequently travels to Grenada, and she wanted to give back to the community where she grew up and where she attended high school, which was Boca Secondary School. So hence we are doing this fundraising drive to get school books and school supplies for all the students, and most of the students, the majority of the students in the St. George's Northeast area.
Okay, so tell me about this drive. How can somebody get involved? What sort of fundraising? You know, tell us how we can get involved. How we can support this cause?
Definitely. So last year, let me start with last year. So last year, thanks to the public incredible support, we collected over 150 school bags and distributed to the students in the Northeast area. It was a remarkable achievement. So we said, why can't we do it again this year? So this year, our aim is to collect 400 school bags and supplies. To make it easier, we have created an Amazon wish list with a wide selection of items at reasonable prices. We understand times are tough, especially in this time of inflation, economic hardship. So we've ensured that these choices are affordable and allowing you to buy multiple items if possible. So I think there's a link that you can click on. It takes you straight to Amazon wishlist. You will see all the wide variety of school bags, as I said, at reasonable prices. And then once you click on the link and once you get to the Amazon and you see the wide selection, you will choose whichever one that you want, and then it will automatically send to our good friend, a good friend of the program, which is Lois James, and she will receive it. So we are hoping to ship this by the end of July.
Okay, and how do we get the link? Are you going to send the link to us so we can advertise it on Ride Along Live? Are there numbers? Do you care to share a number that somebody listening to the program now can call? Because I know you just can't go and type it in Amazon. You need to have that specific link.
Yes. I think the link, I'm not sure if the link is on the chat, but I would definitely send the link to the Wake Up Club group and to the Ride Along platform. So you can click on the link and then it will automatically get to Lynn's house, and then we will ship at the end of by July. My telephone number is 917-680-7923. I am willing to pick up on the weekends if you have extra school bags in your home and you want to send it to Grenada, to the naughty students, I can go around and pick it up. We have a great group of friends, Hannah, Lynn, myself, and Unet. We can go around and pick up the school bags if you are in the Brooklyn, Queens, and Bronx area.
Okay, I really appreciate that. And folk, if you need that link, I'm going to be sharing it on my personal page. It's going to be shared on the Ride Along Live page as well, where you're able to find that link. Listen, we're just talking about parenting and what's going on. These children need that proper nurturing at school. They need to have their school supplies, and a lot of parents can't afford these supplies. We've got to start somewhere. I want to encourage you to support this initiative. Morris, I know you've got to get to work. Any last words? Listen, first of all, I want to commend you and the entire team for continuing this drive, because it's needed. You know,
Definitely.
Any final words?
Yeah. Remember, it's not about the size of the contribution, but the impact it can make. A single school bag and supplies can be a game changer for students, whether they're embarking on primary, secondary, or tertiary education. Your support, no matter how small, can make a significant difference. So let's make this happen. Wake Up Club audience. And thank you, Kirk, for giving me the platform, the opportunity to speak about this and the Ride Along group.
Listen, I really appreciate you. I'm coming up soon, so we definitely need to hang out, because I know you're doing a lot of wonderful things. We ain't talking about all of it today. We're talking about this back to school drive that we're really focusing on. Folk, I want to really encourage you to come out and support this initiative. Morris, thank you once again. Folk, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to be chatting with my very good friend Janine Gill, and we're going to be talking about the project for adolescent mothers. Pam, we'll be right back.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Instaprint Grenada today. Located inside Ryder Excursion at the Esplanade Mall, we handle both small and large orders with speed and precision. For fast, quality t-shirt printing, call Instaprint at 473-422-1011. Get your perfect print today at Instaprint. Printing done in an instant.
Good morning, and of course, welcome back to the Wake Up Club. And it gives me great pleasure, great joy in introducing you to my next guest. Her name is Mrs. Janine Gill, and of course, she's one of the directors, managers of the project for adolescent mothers. Janine, welcome to the program.
Good morning, Kirk. Thank you very much. Morning, Ride Along Live, Wake Up Club. Morning, everyone. Thanks for having me on this morning.
Okay, Janine, tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are. I know you wearing so many hats, from social services to everything. Tell us who you are, and then we get right into it.
Okay, so born in Trinidad to Grenadian parentage, came to Grenada as a teenager, and that's where I met Kirk when we were at school, National College. I am a social worker originally by profession. I did undergraduate studies in social sciences with majors in social work and psychology. And then I continued my education with a master's in counseling psychology. But over the years, I've worked as a social worker within the Ministry of Social Development, with responsibilities for childcare and protection, probation, juvenile justice. Always been an advocate for young people and rights. So I am the chair of the Grenada National Coalition on the Rights of the Child. I also sit as a director on the Child Protection Authority Board of Directors. At one point in life, I moved from government service into the NGO world, where I was the executive director at Grenada Planned Parenthood Association, once again advocating for reproductive health and rights. And now I'm still along the same lines of social services, advocacy, child rights, women's rights, now as the manager for the program for adolescent mothers. So that's just
Okay.
a few of the hats that I wear: mother, wife.
I know a plethora of hats. Listen, for those who don't know, and there are people who don't know, what is the project for adolescent mothers?
Okay, so the program for adolescent mothers is an academic program, but it's not just an academic program. It is the program that was established 30 years ago to provide young girls, teen mothers, children who got pregnant while at school with a second opportunity to continue their education.
Okay.
Right? Our Education Act covers and states that all children are entitled to an education. Our Education Act also says that girls who do get pregnant at school, during a school, can continue their education. The issue is with our culture and our people, and sometimes with the schools and the administration, is that they don't welcome the girls back. We have an issue. We have had girls who've returned to mainstream school, but it has been very difficult for them. And so what PAM provides is that second opportunity where the girls can come in and continue their education, prepare for CSEC examinations, what we used to call CXC. And at the same time, we provide a service whereby we have daycare services for their babies while they're in school, so they don't have to miss a lot of school. Those who are breastfeeding can continue breastfeeding, because we also give them a holistic education as well. So in terms of life skills, parenting skills, that support that they need while they're studying, they learn different skills and tasks. So there are areas, and I think I'll get into that, that we want to branch into or get back into, that are important for the girls so that they can be really good parents, mothers, but that we remember that they are young girls who need to finish their education and get their education so that they can get good employment and jobs.
Okay. I'm so happy you touched on the life skills, because these girls get into a world, everybody's experimenting with sex. Sometimes you think you're in love and then you end up pregnant. You already have to deal with society and how society deals with it. Many instances you become ostracized by society and your own family. And then all of a sudden you're a parent. So I'm glad that you mentioned that they're getting a holistic education, because they're being able to finish the fundamental things like the English, the math, the science, the social studies, and all of that. But that life skill is so important when you're thrust into motherhood. Can you tell us a little bit about what sort of life skills are taught to these young ladies?
Right. So we start from the beginning in terms of the parenting skills that they need as well, but in life skills, in building their self-esteem. They already get a hard knock when they get pregnant. And if I ask any of my girls, you ask them, I say, was it your intention to get pregnant? Of course not. Right? And I say to them, I say, first of all, don't let anybody make you feel less of a person because you're now a mother or because you're pregnant. You know it, we know it. Young people have sex, right? They're intimate. These are the ones who happen to get pregnant in the first place, right? And decide to keep the baby. And that's a different story altogether, right? So they've had the baby. But you question yourselves, what made them in the first place decide or be encouraged to be sexually active? And a lot of them are doing it to fit in, to belong, to be one of their friends, to do like other children are doing, that kind of thing. And it has to do with their self and their self-image and what they think of themselves. And so we try to boost their self-image and boost, the importance of who they are, that they don't have to do things just to fit in. We start with that. We build back the girls to let them know that, they are loved and they're encouraged to be the best person that they can be, right? And so we start with that as a soft skill. We give them skills in terms of empowering them, because some of them, they don't even know how to say no to a partner. that,
Okay.
they miss, I went, but I didn't exactly go for that. But, he said this is happening, this, I felt that I had to, this was happening in my family, because a lot of them are doing this not just on their own, right? But from encouragement with other people. And so you want to empower them to be able to say, here now, hold up, this is not what I do, like you, but I can negotiate how far I want to go with this. So we want to empower them as young ladies to make decisions that are responsible, right? And then the other parenting skills that come along with it in terms of nurturing their babies. We do basic things on how to breastfeed, the latching on. A lot of these girls even live within families, but our culture, once you have a child, you're a big woman, so you should know what you're supposed to do. All of them don't know. So how to parent, how to love that child, how to nurture that child, what is expected of you in terms of dressing, how you carry yourself, how you sit. The scope is ours when they come to us. And, people refer and say, you and all your children, they become my staff, and we have many children. And we have to be their parents and guide them along. We build them up, what to expect, what we expect of them, what their children now expect of them, because now they're mothers, and what are the next steps in terms of guidance, career guidance, life guidance. They get older, it's natural for them to want to be in relationships. Some of them get into relationships. What is that relationship like? What does it look like? What should it look like for somebody at your age and stage? All of that is what we try to cover during the day, normal school day period for our girls at PAM.
You talking about these life skills, and listen, these girls are being empowered, but I'm thinking that I hope these life skills are not just at PAM, but they're everywhere, because they're so needed, especially for the young girls nowadays. Because I find the young girls deal with added pressure of having to fit in, added pressure of having, being scared of even dating and finding the right person because of fear of judgment. Because we live in a society, a fella could date 5 women, that's fine. But a girl going out today once with a guy, and tomorrow she go out with another guy, she ain't sleeping with them, but just society and the neighbors, she is a hoe. Sorry, I have to say it. There's that double standard that forces young women to settle. To settle for men that are really not right for them. Now listen, tell me a little bit about, you said the program for adolescent mothers. It's an NGO, right?
It is an NGO. We are an NGO, registered NGO, which started out of a program which was in Jamaica. It's the Women's Center of Jamaica. And that idea was brought to Grenada, as I said, 30 years ago this year. And so under the GNCRC, this was a project that one of the other stakeholders, NGO bodies, took on hand and established. So we're NGO, we do get some financial support in terms of subventions from the government of Grenada. But that subvention, of course, does not cover all of our costs for running our program. But we are an NGO. We try to do some fundraisers. There's one that's going to come up later in the year, and we will share a bit about that later on. We'll get back to you with that. But there's a big fundraiser that we're trying to do, because right now we're temporarily located in a building on Lucas Street. But everybody who might be familiar with PAM knows that our main location is in Mount Parnassus. So there's an old heritage house in Mount Parnassus that is the home for the program for adolescent mothers. Old heritage house comes with a lot of maintenance. And over the years, we've had hurricanes, we've had years of existence and stuff like that. The building itself is in dire need of repair. So we were able to source some funding through government EDA project, which is now trying to repair the roof. Now, mind you, The original costing that we got was for some work. By the
Uh-huh.
time you start touching it, it's like a Lego house. So once you start touching one area, other things pop up. So now our original fund that we have is not sufficient for us to do everything that we want to do or have to do. But the building is under repair right now, and needs a whole lot more, because what it's meant to offer, what we have in our programming and all of that, covers a vast range. So we're trying to outfit our cosmetology unit so the girls can gain that skill, be certified in cosmetology. We have a sewing wing. We do, as one of our CSEC subjects, we do EDPM, electronic data management and processing. So we have a computer lab, which needs to be outfitted. We got some years ago, but with computers and IT, this is an IT world. There are things that need to be updated and things that we have to reestablish and get more. We've gotten some donations over the past few years, but all of these things consistently have to be renewed. We have a lot of land. We have bees. So beekeeping is something that we're going to branch into when we get back up into Palm. We have a garden. So some of our girls participate in the gardening so that we try to supplement the food, because when they come to school, we try to ensure that they get at least one hot meal per day. So we provide lunch for them. So our garden helps to subsidize some of the items that we need for lunch. So we want to expand it to welcome, and not everybody has taken advantage of the opportunity to come to PAM, but we do have other young mothers in the community, or persons who were teen mothers but were not at school when they got pregnant. Our hope is to expand that garden project so that we can incorporate women from in that Mount Panassa Stempe area within our immediate surroundings to kind of do community gardening so that they can get some subsidized items and get a little income from that kind of thing. So all of these things we want to do for our young women and our girls, our teen mothers. And so as an NGO, we always have to rely a lot on external funding. So it's a lot of grant writing, proposal writing. We always welcome the assistance of corporate Grenada and entities, Grenadians in the diaspora. We always welcome donations and whatever assistance that we can get, because there's so much that we can do. Right now we have 21 girls on our register, 21 young ladies. 7 of them have just completed their CSEC examinations, CXC, okay. So they'll be graduating. But as history has shown, as fast as they go, we have new ones coming in every year, every school year. And so we have these girls that we try to provide for and make sure that their stepping stones are laid out so that they can be very productive.
Okay, let's take a quick break. We're going to come right back and we'll be chatting more with Mrs. Gill. I like the fact that the program is holistic. We're going to touch on that. The fact that there's a cosmetology aspect added on to that. Folks, you're looking at the Wake Up Club. We'll be right back.
In the beginning, before time etched its story upon the cosmos, there existed a realm where legends were born, a universe bathed in the shimmering light of infinite possibilities, where each twinkling star whispered tales of heroes and their odysseys. Welcome to a journey where galaxies collide and destinies are forged in the crucible of time itself. Welcome to Legends by Amazing Colors Monday Night Mass.
Assemble and use your powers to defend and break free.
Welcome back, folk. And of course, I want to continue my conversation. I'm chatting with Mrs. Janine Gale of the Program for Adolescent Mothers. Now, Janine, I was just, really excited and happy to hear that you guys have not only stuck to the regular math, English subjects that are taught at school, but you've branched off into a lot of things like cosmetology, tailoring, sewing. Because I believe that, for many years, as parents, we've kind of taught our children to go one way. We've told our children to be successful, you have to be sitting in a corporate office, or you have to be a doctor or a lawyer. Now, I know a lot of people, a lot of cooks, I know a lot of nail technicians, I know a lot of hairdressers that at the end of the month go home with more money than I do sitting in a corporate job. Okay? And I'm sure you probably think about it as well. Because as parents, I don't know why we programmed our children to believe that there's only one line of employment that can make you successful. I want to commend you guys for that. But I also want to ask, how does a young girl become a student of PAM?
Oh, it's a very easy process. Very easy process. All it takes is a telephone call, or come into PAM. As I said, right now we're temporarily located. We are on Lucas Street in the NDF building. So that's that building just between Nigel Stewart's office and Dr. Donald's office before Wilkinson when you're coming down. So you can pop in Monday to Friday. We open regular school hours, and you register. All it takes, you don't have to have a baby as yet. You can be pregnant. Once you know that you are pregnant and you are not returning to regular mainstream school, girls are asked to come with a parent or guardian, and you register. We've recently even waived our registration fee. Usually we charge $30, but in keeping with the whole ministry's approach to do away with some fees. But what we have done is that if you do pay the $30, it goes towards contributing to your school uniform, because our girls wear uniforms. So we have our in-house clothing and textile teachers who sew uniforms. So it's a green skirt. So that's all that's required, that you come in and register. We will ask you to walk with the last copy of your report book from the school that you were at, and a picture for our filing purposes, your birth certificate. If you have a baby, we ask that you come with the birth certificate for the baby if the baby is going to be at our daycare center. But that's all that's required. The only criteria is that you are either got pregnant when you were in school, and you were attending school at that point in time. So we take students up to age 18, right? Once you're pregnant when you're in school, you got pregnant while in school, we will help you continue your education. If you graduated already, unfortunately, our program now does not facilitate that. But as I spoke of the program that we want to do for those who got pregnant when they were teenagers, but they had time complete secondary school education. We want to do some of the same clothing and textile and cosmetology programming and stuff like that for them when we reopen and reestablish more of an evening program for those skills as well, right? But as it is now, what we do have is for those who are 18 and under who got pregnant in school while they were at school. We do have students who are 19 and they were 19 or just 18 in Form 5. And so we will take you once you have not graduated from school, once you have not completed Form 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you talk about all the things that are going on. What would you say are your challenges within the program? Now, I know funding is number one, but what would you say are your challenges?
Being able to truly offer everything that we want to for the girls. You know, one of the challenges I have with the girls, but it's not really with them, is the support system when they're not with us.
Okay.
Right? So as I said, you know, they have a baby, and they sometimes parents, guardians kind of let go and say, okay, you're on your own, you're a big woman now, you have a child, see about yourself, fend for yourself. And so it kind of affects the girls in terms of their mentality, because at one point, one part of the day, they're grown women responsible for everything that they do. And then when they come to us, we expect them to act like children as well. So it is our staff having to understand that these are young people who have been forced to mature. And some people, they mature is a mature, and that they figure they're big already, that's why they end up in this situation. That's not always the case, right? And pregnancy happens because of different things. Some of them were active participants, and I say active participants, but remember, our law speaks about consent. And so they were under the age of 16. So they can't give consent, even though they say yes, yes, and they go and take the boy hand and go with him. They still did not give, they weren't consenting partners. Some of them are from, unfortunately, traumatic experiences where they got pregnant for family members, people they know in the community, adults, that kind of thing. And when I tell people, I share with people now, and for the reality to really hit, is that we have our youngest registered student now just turned 12.
Did I hear you right?
You heard me right. Right? When she came to us, she was 11 and pregnant. So you have to deal with the girls and the everyday scenarios and the everyday realities, because what they experience, the lives they're living, that's their reality. And no two girls and no two realities are the same. The only thing they have in common is that they were teen mothers.
Okay.
So that's one of the difficulties, not difficulties, challenges that we have to deal with as staff with the young ladies. As I said, right now we're in a small space because it was supposed to be a short-term temporary move, but with the work that's being done on the building, we're there over a year now. So having the space available to offer the girls and provide the girls with what they need to get their tasks done. So say, for instance, our girls who are doing food, nutrition, and health as a subject for CSEC, we don't have a kitchen big enough where we are. So we are forced, sometimes we were forced to go back up to Mount Parnassus, but now we're off limits. We can't go up there because that's a full construction site. But facilities like that, that will be acceptable for CSEC examinations to take place. So we're trying to collaborate now. We're hoping that another school in the area will allow our girls to come in and use their facilities. So we're in dialogue with Ministry of Education about that to see which center can accommodate us. Simple things like that are some of the challenges. Our girls come from all over Grenada, and so we try to provide them, we use some of the government subvention to provide them with bus fares so that they can get to us. You know, sometimes they say, well, miss, I can't come because I don't have money. We say, come, we'll give you the money to come. Come, we make sure you get a meal. At least one proper meal we provide. We always have some stock in hand, and we from donations that we get, and so we always welcome donations of things like Pampers, milk, cereal for the babies. So come with your babies. We'll ensure that the child is fed and taken care of while you focus on your schoolwork. All right. The mature attitude sometimes, you know, the challenge but you know what it is when you have a lot of women in one place. Mm-hmm. A lot of girls, a lot of estrogen, the hormones are raging. So, you know, the challenge is ensuring that we provide everything that we can for them that they require.
Okay. Now listen, I know my Grenadian people, so we ain't going to touch on the 12-year-old at all. She's been through enough. I know people saying, I wonder who is that. I'm sure the legal aspects and wheels are working in the background.
Wheels are working, yes.
I want to talk about hope. So let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about this fundraising initiative that you have coming up. Because a lot of us like to hear and we like to know, but we don't like to put our money where our mouth is or our concern is. So, folks, we're taking a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Ride in style with an easy ride loan from Ariza. Enjoy the comfort and convenience of your own vehicle for work or play. You've got places to go, and we're gonna help you get there easy. That's why on June 22nd, we're hosting our Easy Ride Auto Show at Ariza's Car Park, Bruce Street. Speak to our professional loan officers, car dealers, and insurance brokers in one convenient location. Learn about our special offers on electric and fuel-efficient used and new vehicles. This is your opportunity to secure your Easy Ride loan and drive away in style.
Welcome back, and of course I'm chatting with Mrs. Janine Gale of the Program for Adolescent Mothers. Janine, listen, a wealth of information. My heart and hat goes off to the team for everything that's being done. A lot of the things that you guys are doing, I would like to see it pushed into the mainstream education system, because I think it's more of a holistic approach to creating an adult. But we talk about the challenges, and I know one of the major challenges would be funding, because you're an NGO. Tell us about this initiative that you have coming up and how we, as viewers and the general public, can support.
Okay, so we have quite a few things. One is our ongoing program where we ask people, some people always ask us, how can we help? We have established somewhat of a mentorship, big sister, big brother, adult, where we pair students with someone where that person can sponsor the child. So for in terms of financial assistance, things that they will need for practicums that they have to do, cloth, clothing and textile, food items, that kind of thing. So we have our one-on-one mentorship, and sometimes just a listening ear, or to give some advice. As a parent, you might be a parent and you want to be able to help a young mother. That is a program. We have that small initiative. As part of our 30th anniversary celebrations, given the amount of work that we have to do at our home base, what we are trying to do is put on a gala. Okay. And I know this was the brainchild really of our chairman of our board of directors, Miss Jeanette James. She's that's the chief, right? She and her team, when we discussed what can we do, it is to put on a gala event later on in the year. We're looking more around the October period and Thanksgiving, giving thanks for our program and what we've achieved so far. But it is a gala affair where we will have, we want to sell tables. So we will ask corporate Grenada to purchase tables. We ask persons, groups of friends purchase, associations purchase tables at our gala event. So it will be a dinner and dance. And we want to really enlighten and share. We will have a section that we will have on display a lot of the works that the girls have done, their accomplishments. As I said, we have 7 girls graduating this year. We had 7 last year. All of them, none of them doing less than 7 CSEC subjects. Right? Mm-hmm. And 100% passes for the last 3-4 years. We've been going. Our girls, our teachers are very committed to ensuring that they get best quality of education, and so we look forward for this group again. So we want to ensure that those girls are well prepared And we can only do so if we have the necessary funding. We want to highlight all of their achievements, we have very reputable business owners and professionals who've come through the program for adolescent mothers. And so we want to have them highlighted and show, the achievements of the program and what can be done, and to give hope to our students, our present students, to say, yes, this was a difficult period, but there is hope. This can be you. There is so much more you can do, right? And we encourage them as a form of hope and encouragement for our present girls, that it's not an end all if you get pregnant, right? We try to discourage them. Part of our program mandated that a second pregnancy is not allowed while you're with us. So we try to give them those skills as well to ensure that they don't get pregnant, that they don't return to the same habits or behaviors that would have led to the first pregnancy in the first place. So we try to ensure that we continue to give them the support and the information, the tools and the skills that they need so that they can be productive. Yeah. So that gala is one big thing. During the course of the year, as we move along, there are different things. We will have sporting activities that we would need assistance with. We plan a tea up at our great house, our heritage house, a tea event, tea and fashion show. And so there are activities that you would hear from us from time to time that we do need sponsorship with. Say, for instance, and every day something pops up. Our girls who are graduating now, normally we have a graduation ceremony. But our girls this year whispered to me last week, they said, Miss Gill, why we can't have a ball? Why we can't get dressed up and put on heels and go out to dinner? And I said, why not? Don't ask me. So far, I've gotten some commitment. I know I mentioned it to someone we know recently, and they say, you know what? Send one of the girls, one of the boutique owners said to me, send one of the girls, I'll sponsor a dress. That kind of thing, small things that people can do to assist, because these girls have children that they have to take care of. Most of them come from impoverished backgrounds, they're not wealthy students, because if they were, they more than likely would have been at some other school. And so that kind of small initiatives that we want to encourage our people to help support, because these are young girls. They want to do what others are doing, but to make them feel as normal as possible. They had a situation, but that doesn't mean that they can't. So our graduation is on the 4th of July, and so my immediate need is that we're trying to get them the little dinner and dance session. So different things like that you'll hear from time to time. We have programs and activities that we will need sponsorship for, but our big one is the gala that we're looking at in October.
Okay, so someone listening to the program right now, somebody watching us via Ride Along Live, somebody looking at the Wake Up Club, if they wanted to reach out to you or somebody at PAM, how do they do that? What are the contact details? How do we get in touch? Because we're putting our money where our mouth is, eh?
Yes. I'm putting it 440-0002 is our telephone number. You can also contact me. My number is 449-5159. Our email address is pamgrenada, P-A-M Grenada, one word, lowercase, @gmail.com. pamgrenada@gmail.com. Drop us a line, give us a call, send me a WhatsApp message, whatever. However you can contribute, however you think you can help us in our initiatives, we will appreciate every bit of it. And I always have to say thank you to my board of directors and Government of Grenada for their support, but our guidance and policy direction from our board of directors often helps us a good bit in ensuring that we provide the right programming for our girls.
Okay. Listen, Mrs. Gill, I want to thank you for joining us. To me, it's about hope and positivity. There's so much going on in the island. My viewers always tell me, Kirk, we want another Bacchanal Friday because it's entertaining. But to me, I want to focus on the positivity, because every time I turn around, there is some sort of negativity. So I want this program to be a program that gives hope. And yes, you won't get your Bacchanal Friday every now and then, but the focus for me is about hope. It's about the good things, about the people out there that are still rising above. And folk, I want you to put your money where your mouth is. I want you to support initiatives like the program for adolescent mothers. It is a holistic program and you're giving back. Janine, I want to thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us on the Wake Up Club. Of course, I'm going to get your details and I'm going to post it both on the Ride Along and my personal page. Please, friends, please, people who look at the Wake Up Club, positivity, hope, we've got to do our part in making sure, okay, that our little island, Grenada, stays on track. We take a quick break and when we come back, we just wrap up. Thank you, Ms. Gill.
Thank you very much.
What if you had a choice? A choice of joining a line or a choice of making your purchases online? What would you choose? While you ponder on that, the National Lotteries Authority has provided another purchasing option. All their games are now available online. Yes, Grenadians! From wherever you are, purchase your favorite daily and jackpot type games using any electronic device. Register on the NLA's website at www.nla.gd. Top up your account and enjoy online lottery gaming at your convenience. We're taking shopping comfort up, up, up several notches, but the choice is yours. Join a line or buy online. NLA, make your dreams come true.
Folk, welcome back. And just to wrap up, you know, today we spoke to two phenomenal individuals. Proud to call them my friends. We were classmates at National College, IFE back in the day. Morris Franklin, of course, he's representing the Northeast Fundraising Group, and they're doing simple things like making sure children have the tools to a proper education. We're going to post their link here where you can support them by school supplies, school bags, whatever you can do, please support. Also, we talked to Mrs. Janine Gill of the program for adolescent mothers. They have a need. Okay, don't just talk the talk, walk the walk. Put your money where your mouth is. Please, I'm begging you to support these initiatives. Do your part in safeguarding and making sure that our children have a future. And remember, as I said, parents, I really need you today to have a talk with your children. Talk about conflict resolution. We see what's happening in Grenada right now. Okay? Yeah, times are hard, but we've stopped parenting and we've stopped nurturing our children. People are not able to deal with conflict. They're not able to take old talk, as we would say in the vernacular. You can't take old talk. So you get upset, your ego bruised, and you feel the need to lash out. We've got to talk to our children. We've got to protect our children. And it starts with you having a conversation with your children. I don't care if it's big hardback man and hardback women. You've got to have a conversation with your children. If you see your child coming home with all sorts of stuff that you know the child ain't working nowhere, you have to have a conversation. You must have a conversation with your children. Listen, I want to thank you for joining us on the Wake Up Club, on the Ride Along platform. I know you have options. I know you have choices. I'm happy that you're here. I want to wish you a terrific Tuesday. Go outside there, understand and own your greatness. Have a good one, and we'll see you on Friday. Goodbye.
Time etched its story upon the cosmos. There existed a realm where legends were born, a universe bathed in the shimmering light of infinite possibilities, where each twinkling star whispered tales of heroes and their odysseys. Welcome to a journey where galaxies collide and destinies are forged in the crucible of time itself. Welcome to Legends by Amazing Colors Monday Night Mass.
powers to defend and break free.